Been a few weeks since the last Sorare Road to Glory episode, lads and ladies, so let's take a quick gander at some of the riveting rewards I've won recently. Alliteration is my passion, but I'll tell you what's not my passion. It's Alec Van Horenbeek, and I don't want to be too harsh on the guy because he's better at soccer than I am, but in Sorare terms, he does not resonate with my soul. But I'll tell you what does resonate with my soul. This 425 points here in game week 393. That won me a tier 2 limited. Even Nusic there banged out a 100. He's been doing that recently for fun. Long may it continue. Technically, I got my captain choice wrong here in Kuipers, but he still did just fine. Got a cheeky decisive there, and that pushed me well on my way to this top end tier 2 card, which, as you can see, is Antonio Nusa. And hey, looking at Sorare data, this young fella is worth 35 quid, which is not too shabby Alonso at all. And so far this season, he seems to be starting in the league for Club Brugge. Just last game week, in a solitary 1-0 victory, he managed to pull a 38.8 AA score out of the bag. So I think he's definitely a player who looks capable of doing some good soccer. The plan for now is to keep him, but just good to know there's a bit of value there in the account if I ever need to liquidate a few things. So yeah, no complaints from me. But this game week, more importantly, some big soccer ball action is back. Lots of European leagues are returning, and honestly, I kind of low-key fucked myself into a corner here with the way I've organised my account. As you know, I wanted to enter Cap 240 in both rare and super rare, but currently I cannot afford to do either, which is not ideal. But this was completely on me. Part one of this is that I sold George Long, my Millwall rare goalkeeper, and I did not replace him, which actually was the smart thing to do, as he was dropped as their number one for the first game of the season. It looks like he's going to be leaving the club. His rare price has dropped a fair chunk, so in theory, I did the right thing. I just didn't do the second right thing in buying a replacement, especially with Austin FC not having a game this week, meaning my Brad Stuver rare isn't available for Cap 240 selection. It currently means I have no rare goalie. My super rare team is still fucked because Alessio De Cruz and fucking Diego Liete aren't back yet. As you know, they've got another week until their season kicks off. It's all just a big old fucking mess. But that's life. I think I'm about half an Ethereum short of competing, right? 0.25 Ethereum for a European rare keeper, and then the other half of that Ethereum going on a super rare improvement outfield. But that's a problem for future Royalivi. I'll have to deal with that soon enough. Also my fault for investing £500 on limited cards for my Sorare Euro Profit Challenge, which you can check out on my channel right now if you haven't already, wink wink. But that should be a fun series, fun over efficiency here on the channel. So instead of Cap 240 this game week, I'm going for an all-star rare pro team for the first time ever in my Sorare career, trying things out, and yeah, let's just fucking see what hits the fan. Shit hits the shit. Let's see what shit hits the I'm not fucking re-recording that. Let's see what shit hits the fucking fan other than this video so far. The main issue here in this mode is that it's uncapped, right? So straight off the bat, I'm already at a fucking disadvantage, what with my team being fucking dog shit. So in theory, I could be coming up against Messi's and fucking Kimmich's and so on. So it's going to be really fucking tough, but we're going to make the makeshift attempt this game week with a lineup of Vasen, Mudenstein captaining, Armstrong, the GOAT Zian Fleming, and Sean Hutchinson, who banged out a 100 score last week. And yeah, immediately you can see for yourself, this team is just not good enough. It starts in average land, rolls through dogshit town, and finishes in what the fuck is this lineup city. So Armstrong's going in as my midfield in general in rare and super rare level is fucking weak. He should start this weekend for Southampton now that JWP's going. Obviously Fleming and Mudenstein are class, and Hutch is in there, gonna do his thing, but fuck me, yikes, my account in rare and super rare level needs some fucking refinement for sure, because it's gotten pretty bad. But going back to what I just said there, my face cam is blocking a bit of the screen here on the left, but if you look at my pool of available midfielders, for fuck's sake, when Tobias Keynes of fucking TSV Hartberg is my next best option in midfield, then that sums up the issues I have in my account right now. But enough about my problems, let's get back to some fucking teams here in Cap 220 Rare. The man himself, Tobias Keynes, who I just mentioned, is in this lineup. Uri is then up top, who provides decent firepower from time to time, with Jordi Masip of relegated Valladolid in net. I'll have to double check on him and see if he looks likely to start, because I have no fucking clue. As much as Austin FC piss me off most game weeks with how fucking inconsistent they are, it shows what a big miss they are in my account, and a reminder of why I need them, because I'm really missing the additional support provided. We'll move on to the next team. We've got this nice little Charleroi Celtic combination lineup out in Challenger Limited, and this is certainly Abada's year, the year of Abada. I'm feeling it, and I'm very happy that I've held on to him in my account, because I almost sold him at some points last season, because, you know, he didn't do great, but now Jota's gone, I feel like he's going to step up to the plate. And then let's jump over into All-Star Limited. I've gone Philadelphia Strong, bookended by Menzel in net, and one of the best forwards in the Pro League currently, Hugo Kuipers, who naturally I've selected as my captain, which as you saw at the start of the video was the fucking wrong thing to do, but, you know, a broken clock is right twice a day, or wrong. But, you know, the Philly stack is also dodgy, because they've not had a fantastic season so far. You know, certainly not terrible by any stretch, but they've definitely dropped the pace a bit compared to last season. But, you know, they're always capable of pumping a team by a few goals, so it's just good to get them in and get them involved. And then let's move on to under 23 limited, of all things, my final team I'm going to look at today, actually. And it's not usually a league or a tournament that I enter, but I've been hearing rumours that Bozan will be starting for Gaziantep. Play Sharper seemingly just edges him as the favourite keeper for this week. So, you know, we're going to give it a go, give him a go, and hopefully the lads he's lining up alongside with, including Turnbull, do some nice stuff, because Turnbull had a very good opening day of the season last week. You know, he did some good stuff. And Vitinha looks set to start for PSG. So, you know, well, on the surface, not a super strong team, right? It's certainly a squad that oozes potential, the potential to do slightly less shit than it usually does for me. But, you know, we're going to give them the good old college try. Maybe this is the game week that I, Royalivi, can catch a falling star. I will catch you next time, because I love you. What a fucking dog shit video. Fuck me. It did have Zian Fleming in it, though, and he's pretty cool. So I got the shirt on. Millwall.